And now, podcasting from the sun-scorched desert Southwest, weighing in at a combined total of 340 pounds, Brad Winchester, Tyler McDowell-Blanken, are Gimmick Infringement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Gimmick Infringement Podcast. I am Brad Winchester, and with me is my tag team partner, Tyler McDowell-Blanken. Tyler, it is Sunday, one day removed from a mini reunion. How you doing today?
Yeah, Brad, it's Sunday. You know what that means. It's another episode of Gimmick Infringement. We actually saw each other in real life yesterday.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a fever dream. Like, did that really happen? Did we break bread and eat delicious barbecue in Tucson, Arizona? We absolutely did. Shout out to Steve Davis, wonderful colleague of ours, longtime English teacher at Marana High School. It was so great to see you guys. The weather was beautiful. We kind of had that nice breeze. Yeah, we just caught up, and it was a great time.
Yeah, if you're in the Tucson area, go hit up Smokey Mo. That place is amazing. Yes. So, I burnt ends. So good.
You got the burnt ends.
I got 3/4 of the way through, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. This was definitely from the fatty end. It was so good. But it was like, at one point, it was just like eating a stick of butter with barbecue sauce on it.
The sauce looked amazing, though.
Oh,
I didn't tell you this at the time, but it was like glistening in the sun from me sitting across from you. It looked good.
Yeah, it was picture perfect. It was delicious. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going with the pulled pork sandwich, and I think everyone was happy with it.
Everything looked great.
Steve got the burger.
Yeah.
And, we made it work.
Yeah, weird choice at a barbecue place, but I'm not going to judge Steve on that, even though I'm judging him right now actively. Gonna have to ask him about that.
I know people, namely my dad, who goes with the burger usually, but I would tend to agree with you. I think if you're going to go to a barbecue joint, pork or tri-tip, or like you with the burnt ends, you gotta branch out. But I guess nothing wrong with knowing what you like.
Yeah.
And sticking with the classic Americana. Give me some burger and some fries.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. My dad will go that route every time, anywhere.
Yeah, maybe
anywhere we
go.
Yeah. It might be. Yeah, it might be.
Maybe that's going to be you in about 20,
Absolutely
25
not.
years, Brad.
Absolutely not. I like food too much. Like if I go to a place in the special, I don't know how you are, but if I go to a place and I'm like, I looked at the menu ahead of time, I kind of know what I want to get. I sit down, I'm still going to look at the menu and probably debate, but I'm going to go with my gut unless there's a special, and the special's like something I would never eat. And if I ask the server, is like, well, did you try this? What do you think? Oh, it's the best thing I've ever eaten. All right, give it to me. Let's go. I've never eaten anything like this. Let's do it. I like that stuff.
Yeah, that server or waiter or waitress recommendation is critical.
Yeah.
They tell you something is a must-have, especially if it's a spot where you may not go back there in the near future, or if maybe you're on vacation. It's like, when am I ever going to be in Oklahoma City again?
Right.
Shout out to our Oklahoma viewers and listeners.
And JR's barbecue.
When am I ever going to be there again? I don't know. Let me get that dish that our waitress or waiter recommends. I hear you.
Yeah, Tucson has its local fare. Every once in a while, I'll just go, I want to be a tourist. I live here, but I want to be a tourist. Yeah. I'm going to go to these places that the town is known for. It's sort of like, okay, I went to San Antonio. What do you get in San Antonio? You get puffy tacos. We went to Austin. What do you get in Austin? Of course you get barbecue. You have to. It's mandatory. There's no way around it. You're getting it.
Yeah, unless you're a heathen. Yeah. And you're not choosing like In-N-Out or, you gotta ideally find a local barbecue joint.
And there's so many great places. Franklin's won a James Beard Award. You can go to Cooper's. You can go to Black's. I love Black's. Black's barbecue is awesome. But we just had options everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Is Black's a black-owned joint?
I hope so. I don't believe so.
Damn it. It's probably some... It's just a bunch of white people running Black's, isn't it?
Yes. Ironically, yes.
Okay. But you recommend it. The food is good. The food is good at Black's, you say. So maybe the next time I'm in... You said Austin or Franklin? Houston?
So Austin, Lockhart, New Braunfels, San Marcos. So hill country. So Austin, and it's usually around the Austin area. It's not in Austin. Like Lubbock has barbecue. So,
Okay, I've heard of it.
but you can get it anywhere. But let's see. I'm trying to find a history of About Us. I love that they're called the Black Family, and I think they're white. But I could be wrong here.
You know, I was just hopeful because Smokey Mo's is a black-owned
Yes.
establishment. We should add, and I was hoping maybe Black's was the Smokey Mo of Hill Country in Texas.
Yeah, I'm desperately trying to find this. Come on, have a picture. Come on, have a picture. Let's see, because I don't think it's named Edgar Black. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find Edgar Black. Bear with us, listeners and viewers, as we
You
do
gotta love the
research.
organic content, Brad. That is what the people come here for.
Oh, okay. If this is in fact the Edgar Black that I'm pulling up, it's difficult because Edgar Black also pulls up the like crusty alien skin suit from Men in Black, Edgar. I'm let's see, barbecue.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
Yeah, it's James. It's Vincent D'Onofrio plays that guy, and I had no idea. Okay, Texas legend Edgar Black Jr. This, yeah, he might be the whitest white guy I've ever seen.
Already, it's been settled.
Yeah, definitely not black owned.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that was a great opening segment on barbecue, Brad.
Yeah,
support
didn't have
Smokey
that on the card.
Mo's if you're in Tucson. Perhaps also support Blacks. No, definitely support Blacks. Good food in Hill Country in Texas, and hopefully you and I will have another great story to share the next time we link up. Hopefully it'll be for the movie Nope in July. Shout out to Jordan Peele. I consider him a genius. You're excited for Nope. I'm excited. We do have to have you see the movie Us.
Yes.
And your wonderful wife Jess. Shout out to Jess in Small Town USA. Jess has to see Get Out, Brad. Before this recording, you told me, you just casually laid this on me. Jess has not seen Get Out. What? How? Why? It's the greatest movie in the history of cinema.
I'm going to leave it alone.
Okay.
We'll find out from Jess, who also dislikes lots of things that I like. But she watches a lot of Hallmark Channel. You know what? That's her jam.
That is her jam.
Who are we gonna judge here? You love The Bachelor. So what I was gonna say is that in June, we might.
I got to get that gift you gave me, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Continue speaking. I will be right back.
Okay. Tyler said that we might be linking up at some point in July for Nope. That is true. We will be doing that, but I think it might happen as soon as June. We have a pay-per-view that was announced this week. I know Tyler said he has a question for me about it this week, but New Japan and AEW are going to be having a pay-per-view event called the Forbidden Door, and I cannot wait for this. We've been getting diet dream matches here and there, and some of the AEW talent has had belts in New Japan, but I'm stoked for it. So Tyler, what I was saying is that in June, we probably are going to end up linking up before July anyway, because we have the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. We have to get together for this. It's in the summer. It's in June. Granted, it's on a Sunday. Maybe that's a time where Jess and I figured out a way to go up for the night, and we can link up, and then we'll just stay at a hotel or something, because I won't have to work in the morning. You, my friend, will likely have to work, but
that's true. By that point, though, I'll have at least a day to take off.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, then you're always
the time is accumulating, my friend.
Yes. You're always welcome in here. This bedroom is pretty great. This studio. Didn't mean to give away the whole thing, and because of the lights, Javari Davis of multiple podcasts in the 19 Media Group referred to this looking like a sex dungeon, which I don't appreciate. It in fact is not a sex dungeon. We're putting plans in for that for years from now when we renovate. I wanted to make you stutter. That my mission was accomplished. I really wanted to hit you with that, so you go and not know what to do, and I just
I was just going to add, this is nowhere near as funny as yours. I was just going to add, we don't kink shame here on Gimmick Infringement. But Jabari's comment, I should have been there for that one, man. That sounds like some Javari Davis humor if I've ever heard.
I should have been
Javari
there
Davis.
for that. I should have been there for that. This was told without me, but I have ears everywhere. Also, Jess, those are my ears. Jess told me. Yeah.
Well, Brad, before we get into formal Forbidden Door talk, have to show our viewers, in case you're listening to this right now, first, thank you for listening. A reminder, though, we are on YouTube at the 19 Media Group's channel. And if you are listening, you're missing out on what I'm about to reveal. So Brad arrives to Smokey Mo. I promise that we're going into wrestling. Brad arrives to Smokey Mo with this excellent Christmas-themed bag. And granted, the guy told me, the guy equaling Brad here, Brad told me months ago that he and Jess were out shopping, and he found something for me. He wouldn't give me any details. He wouldn't tell me when he would be giving me this gift. But ideally, the next time we see each other in person, he would be gifting me this. He's a man of his word. So, the reveal, full of holiday spirit, Brad hands it to me, and I can't even add any more words. Let me just show it. Full screen Jones. Thank you. Look at what our dude got me. A Final Rose themed bachelor wine glass. I think this is a formal wine glass, right? There's a name for it. With truffles, a tumbler and truffles here in the center. It's officially bachelor licensed. I didn't even know something as brilliant as this existed, Brad. But rest assured, it will go to good use. The Bachelor does return July. I think it's maybe July 11th. I need to double check. I'll get the date for you, Brad. Regardless, you are a man of your word. You are a great, thoughtful gift giver. And I thank you so much for this. Can we really get the brilliance of it over video? It's just at the rose will you accept this rose? It's perfect, Brad. I thank you and Jess so much for this. I love it.
Yeah, of course. Happy to do it. We saw it. We could not get it for you. I think that's going to look really cool when it's filled with for like, I don't know what your preferred wine type is, but my guess is it's protein shake or just water with some lemon. But if you can get like that's you nailed it. You know me well. A red wine in there. And that graphic's really going to pop. But you could also just get some red watermelon flavored pre-workout and put it in there. Or the recovery workout stuff. Or I can't remember what it's called. That I used to use is awesome with BCAAs in it. Oh my God, it was so good. But I had pre-workout. How do you do with pre-workout before we start? Have you tried it?
So I was going to say, you're going to be shocked. I've never tried it. I've only done the Muscle Milk, or Muscle Milk's a specific brand. I've only done the protein shakes from the store. That's been it.
Don't do pre-workout. Like it feels like your nervous system is going to come out of your body. Like it's,
right. That's what I've heard.
It's caffeine shock. I drink a ton of coffee. And what I was doing for a while was just hitting the Nespresso and going, boom, shot of espresso, slam it down, wait 15 minutes and go. That's my pre-workout. Because I'd get those little packets and it's like, they say right on the packet, try a little tiny bit first. Don't do the recommended dosage. Okay, if you're not supposed to do the recommended dosage, why is it recommended?
Right.
What are you doing? And,
that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Anyway.
I think the closest quick anecdote I have is that when I was in high school, it was probably sophomore, junior year, I tried 5 Hour Energy for the first time. And this is when 5 Hour Energy, I think, was like brand new to the market. And it was everywhere on TV. And I got my hands on one. That sounds very suspicious. My mother bought me one because I asked her politely to. And it was like a berry. Do you remember the 5 Hour Energy? They were like super tiny.
Yeah, of course.
It was really
They still make them, right?
They still make them, yeah. I don't see them as much, but yeah. But I took one, and it was the worst tasting liquid I've ever had in my life. It totally tasted like medicine, and it just didn't do anything. To me, it felt like total placebo effect. Like, is this really making me like invincible for 5 hours when I need to pass this math test or do well in basketball practice? I thought it was just false advertising. So
it's interesting that you got that. We had, maybe this is a 90s thing, people that were 90s kids, high school 90s kids. You might have had this happen to you. I think it might have been late 90s. At the high school, we had a Surge truck show up. Surge, brand new soda. Surge showed up. We all got free Surge. They gave out a couple of T-shirts. I think I might have had one. But I think I don't remember if it was a Coke product or what, but they started just slinging out a bunch of Surge, which was kind of like an alternative to Mountain Dew, and it disappeared.
Okay.
But
that makes sense. I could see that.
But it was awesome. It was like you got 5-hour energy. We had just calorie packed sodas and just crap that'll make us obese. But weird. It's weird to think like. Not that long ago, it felt like the high schools were marketing grounds for things, and now it's you can't
especially
do any
soft
of that
drinks,
now.
right?
Yes, any kind of beverage
or
it's just wild how all of that was. Like we're the test market to see if people like it.
Yes. Yeah. Capitalism, my friend.
Well, we're 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes in, and we haven't done anything yet. So let's rock and roll.
Let's go. Brad, I think it's only right that we start with, you kind of alluded to this, with the Forbidden Door news. So you and I had been, I guess, speculating or even predicting that this announcement would come really imminently, right? I think we've incorrectly predicted that Tony Khan would announce this months and months ago. So we finally know that Forbidden Door will be a live pay-per-view event this summer in June, I think June 22nd. Is that official date?
I think that sounds right.
Yeah. We should have double checked that. So June 22nd, Brad, we get New Japan and AEW in the United Center, Chicago, Illinois. It's happening. I first want to know, what are your thoughts and where's your stoked meter or your excitement level for this, as you are, you've followed New Japan more closely than I have, admittedly. And then a follow-up question for you. What do you make of some of the immediate online criticism, particularly on Twitter, from quote-unquote fans or bots who claim that this Forbidden Door is sort of pleasing the super fans of AEW and not growing the product or not reaching out to quote-unquote the casual audience?
There's very few casual fans that exist. Man, I feel like I want to out somebody here, and I'm gonna do it in a second. So we're gonna get there in a second.
It'll be out of love, I'm sure, as you always do.
Yeah, I'm gonna bury Ben. So the first thing, yes, we do, and I'm also gonna bury him. So the first thing here is, I can't wait for this. I don't care, like casual, whatever. I can't wait. Cannot wait for this. We might get Tanahashi versus Jon Moxley. He called him out in that promo.
I heard about that.
New ace in town. Tanahashi's the ace. It's happening. It's absolutely happening.
Didn't Mox praise Will Ospreay? Like,
yes,
you accepted the challenge. I respect you as a man. Unlike Tanahashi, who's ducking me.
Yes.
Brad, that match is, oh my gosh. I had to interrupt you for that, man.
Incredible.
Inject that directly into my hands.
I don't know if Dave Meltzer goes out and rates the matches here. I think he's going to run out of stars if he has only a set amount. That's potentially going to be a classic. We also have Okada had said that he wants to work with only a couple more guys, but he really wants to work with CM Punk. So we could get Okada versus Punk at this thing. We could get, depending on health, Kenta said something about wanting to fight Punk because they've had their like online beef for a while about the go to sleep.
Who's the king of the GTS?
Who's the king of the GTS? 2S. And man, I can't wait for this. There's so many potential matchups that I want to see. That's what I was going to say. Kushida's going back now.
Now a free agent.
He's absolutely signing with New Japan, so we could get Kushida against I don't know, Buddy Murphy, Pac, Dante Martin. There's so many people on that roster I want to see him fight.
Yeah, even like a Kushida versus Miro, I think
would be amazing.
Super intriguing. Yeah.
But we could also get some surprises that we don't know about at that point. Who is Jay White wrestling? You know, like we can have. I would love if he comes out with his, what does he call that thing? It's just the switch. It's not the switchblade. Is it just the switchblade?
I believe so. Yeah.
His sister Abigail.
Yes.
I don't know if it's called the switchblade. He is.
Oh, the Blade Runner.
The Blade Runner. Thank you.
Blade Runner. Yeah.
The Blade Runner.
Shout out to Ryan Gosling. I actually enjoyed that movie with him and Harrison Ford.
Yeah, the new one was really good.
The new one, 2049.
Yeah, love the old one. So you're gonna laugh at me for this. If we're gonna get move versus move, when's a better time to debut? So yeah, there's 8 million things on this list that I'm excited for, and I don't give a shit about the casual fans. I don't care. I don't. Oh, it's not for them? Who cares? It's not growing the fan base? Who cares? It's 2 fan bases. They're pleasing right now. People are going to show up that like wrestling, not people that are, oh, I'm a casual fan. Listen, Ben, you told us that you would start watching the product weekly if CM Punk debuted. You haven't watched jack or shit since CM Punk has debuted in AEW. You have lied. You are a liar, sir. You are a casual fan, which is why I don't think the casual fan base is going to matter here. Is it really going to grow the fan base? You could have, like, I don't know, resurrect your favorite wrestlers who have died, put them on the show. The casual fans are still going to go, eh. You're going to watch or you're not. If you're not into wrestling, you're not going to watch. Who's going to go like, yeah, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. I got $60 lying around. Ah, what the hell? I'll buy a wrestling pay-per-view. Who's doing this? And WWE changed it so much that I don't think that anybody's going to buy anything at this point. If they're only watching the WWE product, they're only tuning in occasionally, they're only coming in for WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. AEW has a much better track record in their short period of time compared to the WWE over the last 10, maybe 15 years of having long-running storytelling that makes sense, that builds toward a culminating event like a pay-per-view. So if you're not watching the weekly product, you're not going to be invested in the pay-per-view necessarily. Outside of sometimes we don't need a story. That's why I'm so excited about this AEW New Japan thing, is they've been teasing the crossover for years. Mm-hmm. There's not any match build-up right now, but it's, checks my watch, April 24th. We have time. We know it's coming. You know they're going to build something. But the thing is that it'll probably grow the audience. Why? Because now I have to tune into New Japan to find out what's going on with AEW working over there, because there might be promos that I'll miss. There might be run-ins that I'll miss. And now I'm stoked to watch it. I have to figure out how the hell to watch it because I don't have access with Comcast. So I don't know how I'm going to do it now. And I don't want to spend another $10 a month on New Japan World or whatever it is. Actually, it's more than that. It's really expensive. Because I looked into it last summer and I was like, $20? I'm not doing that. It's not worth it. Yeah. But anyway,
that's action figure money.
Yes, it is. Or grass repair.
Or grass.
Half my yard is
both,
dead.
Perhaps.
Half my yard is dead. It's bad back there.
I just looked it up, by the way. It's June 26th.
Okay.
I got that wrong.
Okay.
The 26th, Sunday, as you said.
Cool. It'll be about a week after Freya's 5th birthday, which is wild to me. Man, yeah.
I remember when she was just an idea.
Yeah.
And then
right.
And then,
yeah,
she was a part of Jess, and now she's gonna turn 5.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Okay, well, I got to know your thoughts about this.
Yeah, I echo basically all of what you said in terms of the stoked meter, the excitement level being incredibly high. New Japan is really still quite a mystery to me. Like I said, I haven't done the deep dive like you have, so I'm familiar with some of these names in terms of the names of these New Japan wrestlers, but in terms of actually having seen their work, I'm a total novice, dude. Like, I just know these wrestlers are great, and like you said, I know that there's been some potential build-up, like, but between some of the current AEW stars and some of these New Japan wrestlers like you mentioned, Kenta and Punk, and what Mox has going on. So I'm super excited because I think I'm going to go into it pretty blind. I think they will build some of these on TV, on Dynamite, and on Rampage. But I'm excited to finally be exposed to part of the New Japan roster because I just haven't taken the time to do that.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, from what I hear from you and on the deep depths of wrestling Twitter, it seems like there are some real not superstars. There are some real megastars. I know,
Careful,
right?
Careful.
I know. I gotta tread lightly. There are some real
Gimmick infringement.
There are some very talented, absolute megastars in New Japan, and I can't wait to see them finally in the States and on my TV screen.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Okay, here we go. Question 1. AEW Dark tapings were moved from April 30th to May 1st due to scheduling conflicts. Lee Moriarty, Sky Blue, and Jake Something, who is not signed but is scheduled to be at the tapings, will miss Black Label Pro. And JD Drake, Top Flight, and Wheeler Yuta will miss delivering the goods for PWG. Both of them are on May 1st. Obviously, AEW contracts allow for non-conflicting independent events, but this will likely hurt the cards for the smaller promotions. WWE doesn't have that problem because their talent is locked into their own little universe. So this is a two-parter for you. Is there any benefit for AEW to allow their talent to wrestle elsewhere, or is it only for the benefit of the talent? And 2, is WWE's model too limiting, or is it the best way to protect public image and therefore increase value for their intellectual properties?
Wow. This might be the greatest question you've ever asked on here. You've asked some fantastic ones.
Excited for the next one, too.
Wow.
Stoked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'll go out of order. You mentioned for WWE, and you're not going to see any WWE talent on an independent show.
Right.
To me, that one may argue that's shrewd by Vince and company, but I think it makes a lot of sense, like you said, in terms of protecting the intellectual property, and obviously you don't want your talent to get hurt on an independent show. You don't want them to get hurt ever, but if they get hurt on an independent show and thus can't make their WWE, say, dates, that's a real problem. So I actually don't, I'm critical of some of WWE's business practices. This is one that I am not. It makes total sense to me that they would be WWE exclusive. They can't partake in independent shows. Now, when you try to say someone can have a Twitch or say can't have a cameo, I understand the business practice of that, but I don't agree with those practices. But their talent not working independent events, I completely understand, and I respect that from a business standpoint. Your first question, though, was extra intriguing. Will you repeat it for me?
Sure. Is there any benefit for AEW to allow their talent to wrestle elsewhere, or is it only for the benefit of the talent?
Yeah, I think it's only beneficial for the talent, but thus it's beneficial for AEW because I think they're having a happier, their employees are happier when they can express their creativity and do. It seems like talent, whether it's Jon Moxley or Ruby Soho or name the person who we see pop up at these independent shows, it seems like they obviously want to be there, Brad. I'm sure they're getting a decent paycheck for their star power, but it seems like they're happy because they're artists at the end of the day, and they don't want to be confined. And with AEW's schedule, they're not being overworked and thus the increased risk of injury. And I think my initial thought would be it doesn't really serve any benefit for AEW. It's just serving the talent. But I really think when you have a happier, healthier employee, that in turn has to benefit the company overall. What do you think about both of these? These are great questions.
Yeah, I agree with you on basically everything. So the Twitch thing, that I'm with you, man. Like, the thing that bothers me the most about that is that when the talent changes their name or uses their actual shoot name, if Sasha Banks wants to go in there as Mercedes Vernado and be Mercedes on there, or if Alexa Bliss goes on as Lexi Kaufman, or I'm just thinking like people with their actual names using that. Like if you see somebody named Mark, I don't even know what their last name is, but that's Bubba Ray Dudley go on there as Mark whatever, or Mark Calloway if you want to go that route. Mark Calloway has his Twitch. Are you going to be like, nah, you can't because you're the Undertaker? It's weird, but as I'm with you in all of those respects. If the talent aren't going to be on TV, or if the talent just want to go do something that's like what FTR is doing, they're doing dream match stuff. They're going to work with Bret Hart, likely because Bret Hart can't work in AEW because of a non-compete clause, as it sounds like he signed a Legends contract or something with WWE. So if he signed that Legends contract, then it prohibits him from working TV for any other promotion. He can go and work non-TV wrestling with AEW talent in an independent promotion because they're not being broadcast on TV.
Right.
So it's a way around that. And
don't FTR seem the happiest they've ever been?
Yes. And
like these guys are having an absolute blast, and I know they're your favorite tag team. Yeah, and they're wrestling each other in honor of Owen Hart this week.
I can't wait.
Like
brother
these guys
against
are on top
brother,
of the
man.
world.
Like, yeah, it's perfect. It's so good. And I think people go like, well, there's no story there, and it's like, I think what people miss for AEW, and I think that's why it speaks to like, oh, AEW is only for the hardcores. You're not wrong, because it's catering to a totally different group of people. WWE spends 99% of its time ignoring history outside of their own history, like their own individual history. So Edge's history, they'll acknowledge, and Edge can be part of the Brood because Edge was part of the Brood, but no other talent's referencing the Brood. Where AEW, this is really cool because Brett fought Owen, so why not have these tag team partners who are like brothers fight each other in honor of Owen Hart, who fought his brother in the WWE. I just think they're honoring history. The story there is history, not you slept with my wife, I must fight you, or some bullshit about a hand, or like it just makes sense that it would be like, I want to win this prize. I'm here to win. Why is that difficult? As far as AEW talent working anywhere else, I think you're right. I think it's the benefit of the health of, maybe not the physical, but the mental health of the athletes. Like, I'm sure Tony Khan is holding his breath when he sees, oh, John Moxley's going to work GCW again against Nick Gage. He's probably like, this could be just, Mox could die this weekend. And there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. But
Pizza Cutter City.
Yeah, pizza cutters, light tubes. Just god awful.
I still can't believe we got Nick Gage on AEW TV.
I can't believe they cut to a pizza being cut. Absolutely
seems like
incredible.
a parallel universe.
Yes, it does. But yeah, man, I tend to agree with everything that you said.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, I love it. I'm sure this will not be the last time we discuss Forbidden Door. This just feels so new to me and so exciting, and like, on one hand, as you alluded to, Brad, we really foresaw that this announcement was going to happen at some point down the line, but the fact that we're actually getting it and all of these dream matches now seem so possible.
Right.
Take my money.
Absolutely, and they will be taking it. I was going to go check Bleacher Report to see if it was up yet, so just buy it.
Yeah, now. I was going to ask if you pre-ordered already.
I'm absolutely gonna. I can't wait for this. So
yeah.
Speaking of not being able to wait, I can't wait to talk about a match that I watched. I've had this on my list for at least 4 months that I've been wanting to talk about for back in the day. So we're finally going to do it. It's time once again for Back in the Day.
And now it's time to get old school. Prepare yourselves for Back in the Day.
So this week, I'm finally going to talk about it. I've talked to you about it. I've tried to get you to watch it a couple of times. You're like, yeah, I got to check it out. I don't know if you have. 96 Bash at the Beach, Rey Mysterio, Psychosis.
Oh, of course. Yes. You had me worried. Of course I have.
Okay, good.
I'm offended you doubted me.
This match is so amazing. Underrated as a match because it follows Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko, which is the one that everybody thinks of because it was sort of his debut and he just put on a banger with Dean Malenko, and everybody's like, who's this kid? And then we got Psychosis and Rey Mysterio. The arm drags in this match. The first big arm drag was Rey Mysterio yeeting Psychosis out of the ring. from under the bottom rope. Amazing. We had, I'm just going to read some of the things I had in here. They marketed it as a long-standing rivalry, whole bunch of quasi-racist, sexist things from Brain, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Demi Moore reference, a Ted Bundy reference. And then we had Tenay hopping on commentary, probably because he was the only one that knew the words. Did a great job of explaining Lucha Libre. Some really great spots. There was a couple of leapfrogs, moonsaults, and probably the most deadly suicide dive I've ever seen. Psychosis took out Ray, and then Psychosis took out his own face on the barricade. Those solid steel bar, like 2-inch thick steel bar barricades. Absolutely wrecked himself, killed Ray, and then commentary just talks about all the danger. These guys could kill themselves doing that. This is dangerous. They could shorten their career, which I loved. And then Psychosis gives a huge guillotine leg drop off the top rope. And then a springboard Hurricane Rana after a Hurricane Rana to the outside off the apron from Ray. And it's called a Hurricane Rana, and people are confused. We then get a top rope senton from Psychosis to Ray outside of the ring. Top rope to the floor, not through a table, just to the floor onto Rey Mysterio. Good God. Dusty immediately calls him Rey Mysterio's Jr. And then there's an enziguri. And Brain asks, where do you get all these names? And this is where it starts with all the name things. Dusty says something, and Tenay says, well, he studies his profession, Brain. And there's a pause, there's a beat, and Brain goes, well, he's a plumber. And I started cracking up. I never caught that before. He just calls him a plumber. It's like, damn it, he's the son of a plumber. But huge pop for me at that. Middle rope drop kick from Ray. Another Hurricane Rana to the outside. Leg drop, springboard, lateral press, false finish. This match humps. Drop kick outside of the ring, in the ring to the outside. The craziest acai moonsault I've ever seen in my entire life onto Psychosis. He calls it, Tenay calls it an acai style moonsault. Brain is super confused, but Ray lands on Psychosis. Andy hits a chair. He lands on a chair, partially hits his body on a chair and the guard on the outside. I don't know how he just gets up. Another great Hurricane Rana, but it's countered into a power bomb, a sit down power bomb. And then Psychosis goes for the Splash Mountain, kind of like a top rope razor's edge. And it gets countered into Hurricane Rana from the top rope. It's awesome. Ray gets the pin. The crowd is going crazy for a match they didn't really need to care about. Why? Because it was a good match. It's like AEW booking. I know it sounds crazy, but people bury it because it's new. Shit isn't new. This was 96 WCW Bash at the Beach. This match rules. If you have the WWE cock, I encourage you to go check it out. 96 Bash at the Beach. You won't have to fast forward. It's the opening match.
Phenomenal choice, man.
So good.
Two things I'll
Reliving
just add. Yes. This was just fantastic by you. Two things I'll just add. This is not a new point, but I think we can never say it enough. Just how awesome and revolutionary that cruiserweight division was in WCW.
Changed everything.
At the time, of course, like everyone else, I was into the NWO. I was into Goldberg. Loved Sting. But I think now I can look back and just have so much appreciation for what the cruiserweights did. The Rey Mysterios, the Rey Mysterio Juniors, the Psychosis. Man, it was just amazing. And what I love about them and that whole division was the ring gear of this time. And even in this match, these guys had just phenomenal ring gear. The colors, the brightness. Obviously, Psychosis, that goes without saying. He has some of the best ring gear ever. This was a great choice by you, man. This is my kind of match. And the fact that commentary was so good. I remember this match, but I haven't watched it in a minute. The fact that commentary was so good and even popped you once or twice. I mean,
several times.
This would have to be, if we were running Gimmick Infringement in the year 1996, I have a feeling this would be on our match of the year list.
Yeah, 100%. That's one of the best matches I've ever seen. We see this stuff all the time now, but at the time it was like we've never seen anything like it.
Yes.
Rey Mysterio was new, even if he's not new to Mexico. What was happening in Mexico, we weren't watching that stuff. So,
and this was Rey Mysterio 25, 26 years ago. Like,
1996.
And that man is still around, and dare I say, is still very good.
He's still very good. Yes.
It just boggles the mind. He really, I don't give him enough shout outs in terms of being on my GOAT list. He was the man to me back in the day.
Same.
And the fact
Loved
that
him.
the
Giant
fact that
killer.
we still get to the fact that we still get to see him perform. I mean, he's on my Mount Rushmore. I need to say that more often. He was just an icon. Is an icon.
I hated Chris Jericho so much for the mask thing, and Kevin Nash so much for the mask thing. After they told us about like how important the masks are, and then it was like, what was it, a hair versus mask match? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But then I think he put it back on when he left. But it happened to, who was the first one? It was Hoovy, right? Chris took Hoovy's mask,
yes.
and then I think it was Kevin Nash took Ray's in a squash match, and those really bothered me. And then you get the LWO, and everything gets crazy over there, and then the whole thing falls apart at the end. But I'm with you, man. Like Rey Mysterio, criminally underrated, even though he's on the cover of the game you just purchased and haven't played.
Yes, yeah. I like how you threw that in.
Yeah,
the WWE. I'll finish this by saying the WWE 2K22 review, official Gimmick Infringement review from one of us, is definitely forthcoming. I would even, if I can be audacious and say, I think it has to happen next week, Brad. I downloaded the game last weekend and somehow have not played this thing yet. I'm going to say it right now. It is going to happen. Next week's review, next week's episode of Gimmick Infringement will feature a 2K22 review.
Amazing. I have a gift card, man. Maybe I'll go. I know it's on sale, but it's like $5 cheaper. But I just figured I'll wait until by May, end of May, it'll probably be like $30. I'll just get it
for sure. The cover is so great, like
great cover.
And everything. It seems like everything we hear is that this is a vast improvement from the last game or two. So it's forthcoming.
I have no ability to put a disc into anything. I don't have a disc drive on mine. Mine's all digital. So be download city.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Brad, I have a second question for you now. This is let me try to phrase this properly. So the main event of Rampage, we saw the Problem, Marina Shafir, go up against our TBS champion Jade Cargill. No surprise, Jade retains. Love that smart Mark Sterling took a bump. You know I'm a sucker for a heel manager taking a bump.
Yes.
My question here for you, though, Brad, is, again, pretty direct, and I would love to know your thoughts. Jade Cargill and the baddie section. Red Velvet, Kiera Hogan. Do we deserve them, Brad? It's just amazing. And the entrance, the three of them together, Red Velvet laying in her stuff on Marina on the outside, Kiera being Kiera. Do we deserve Jade in the baddie section?
No. Red Velvet confuses me, though. That's the only part. Kiera Hogan being in the baddie section makes complete sense because she looks like a star. I don't know if she's a top talent in the women's division. I always thought she was. They got to do something there because she was great in a tag team. What I don't like is that Red Velvet turned heel a while ago, but it was at the end of a match where she was being booed. It was like 2 weeks ago, but she didn't turn
against Willow, right?
She was just being booed because it was Willow, not because people don't like her or think she's a heel. And they're like, just make her a heel. She's not doing anything. Throw her in the baddie section. That's the part that I had a hard time with. Making her part of the baddie section is making her a fan of Jade, not a partner of Jade, not a person who is being mentored or is a person that loves her so much that she's following her because she wants to be a better worker. No,
and they have history too.
Yes,
of not liking each other.
They had 2 matches, and one of them, that first one, Jade hurt Red Velvet in it because she was still learning how to control her strength, how to make it look like she's going to kill somebody without actually killing them.
Great pump kicks.
Amazing.
I know you pop for the pump kick on Marina.
That shot was so
great shot.
Good. They got the right angle. They need to have that angle every time.
Yes.
Because a lot of times she knows how to tee off on somebody, but to like hit somebody just at the right point where she just pushes them rather than actually kicking them, which I'm sure still hurts like hell. But if she actually pump kicks somebody in the face hard, they die. So I'm not in love with this. I loved Red Velvet.
Wow.
I'm
surprised.
I loved Red Velvet teeing off on there, but I just don't want her in there. Like, let her go do her own thing. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is there a giant abundance of women's talent on the roster that's being used?
No.
So Red Velvet, would you say, is probably within the top 10, 15 AEW women's wrestlers? For sure. So why is she a sidekick?
Yeah.
It's the problem I have. If you would have put Sky Blue in there, or if you would have put like, I can't even think of anybody else. There's 800 people on Dark that that weird singing opera chick, put her in there. I don't know her name.
Yes, we love Sky. We love weird singing opera chicks.
Even Willow. Willow would make sense in there.
Okay, I can accept that.
Willow isn't on the card. Willow isn't doing anything. We want her to be, but I don't even think Willow signed, right? Like Willow was there for a one-off. I can't even remember.
That's mysterious to me.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on.
That was a star-making performance. In
Absolutely, it was. So Velvet. Putting her in there makes total sense to transition her out. She's bigger. She would be a better rival for Jade. There's a whole bunch of reasons to have her in there instead of Red Velvet, because I don't know what they're going to do with Red Velvet now. There's too many power stars that have like their fan group. You have Bunny with Penelope Ford, but they're not a tag team. You have Ty Conti with Anna Jay, kind of, and I don't know what's going on now with Sammy. You have
maybe past tense.
Yeah, but like I don't really understand the dynamic with Chris Statlander and Red Velvet now. Layla Hirsch is hurt, but there was a thing going on there, and I don't know if they're building toward anything. You have Jamie Hayter, and I'm not even going to include Rebel in there. Rebel is a manager that occasionally works, but Hayter's a wrestler. So you have Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. It's just, you have all of these talent that are like, we have a top tier person, we have a lower tiered wrestler, lower card wrestler. We're going to pair them up, but then we don't have anybody else. We have Toni Storm. That's going to be great. We have Thunder Rosa. She's great. We have potentially Ruby Soho if they actually use her. And then we have Nyla Rose. And after that, it's like, she does hit and miss. We hardly ever see her. She's got that match with Deeb this week. Stoked for that again. It's going to be amazing. And we have Deeb. So we have these really great wrestlers, but Deeb and Sheet have really only been doing stuff with each other, which I think is awesome. But why haven't they been in tournaments? Why haven't they been over here?
It's limiting.
So it's, I almost pair them up because right now they have their feud. By the way, one of the best feuds going right now. But
that Philly Street Fight. I
can't wait.
I want that to main event the show.
I agree, but I also, why is Red Velvet limited to being a baddie? Here's why I say limited to. Jade put the all call out for 2-3 weeks in the cities so that she can create a baddie section with local people in there. Red Velvet now equals local fans. Red Velvet is at the same level as a local fan. That pisses me off. That being said, I love what they're doing with the two baddies in the baddie section. I loved Red Velvet punching the forearm shivers and holding back Shafir, just smacking the crap out of her. That was awesome.
Yes.
But I want to see her do that in the ring. I don't want to see her do that from the stands.
Okay. I can accept that.
Because now I feel like it's just, unless they put them in a three-way match where it's Shafir and some other people, because is Marina a babyface? I feel like that was maybe them trying to turn her. I don't really know what's going on right there because Jade is super over.
Is Jade a babyface, I guess, is my...
The way she acts on Twitter and especially leaned into it this week made it feel like she's not. But people love Jade because people have eyes. Like, I'm sorry. Like
That they
somebody
do.
walks out like that, you're automatically a baby face.
It's just
it
it's
doesn't
the
matter.
best to me. It's the best entrance. I mean, I just really think her and Hangman right now to me are the faces of AEW, the faces of the whole company. And Jade, it's scary to think where Jade's gonna be in a year or 2 years from now, because this is just.
It's a great question.
It still feels like her. It still feels like her rookie year to me in many ways. She's already the face of the whole company, in my opinion.
To answer your question, no, we don't deserve Jade. I wish the Baddies section was better, but I love I love what they're doing.
I love what they're doing as well.
I also think that Jade, man, she's the face. I don't think it's Hangman's the face of the wrestling component right now, and Jade is just the literal face of AEW. Put that face on everything.
Yes.
Like they had currently somebody made an image where it was a collage or a compilation of all the current female belt holders in all of wrestling. So the tag champs in WWE, everybody, all their belts, all holding their belts. Jade's
Black
on there.
excellence. Okay.
And Jade's on there. And I looked at it and I went, that's holy crap. Like I just ignored everybody. It's like,
wow.
It's like Bianca and Sasha weren't even on that thing.
Wow. That's a bold statement, sir.
I'm telling you, like, if you see this picture, you're going to go, there's Jade. Jade will take all of the attention away from everybody else. We're in the money cat suit, the green hair. She's taller than everybody. Like, that's the attraction right there. Mm-hmm. And I mean that in several ways. That picture, I was like, holy shit, look at this. Deonna Purrazzo's on that picture, and you have all these people on that picture, and it's like, I don't even care.
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder's on there. Thunder Rosa's, man, let me tell you.
Another megastar.
She's a megastar with the most boring reign so far.
Yeah.
I
really hope they do right by her.
They need to do something, because right now it capital S sucks.
Right.
Absolute afterthought. I was more excited about. I forgot Thunder Rosa even existed, because I was thinking, wow, they have Adam Cole against Ishii. We're getting all this great stuff, and then Jade and Marita, they built the hell out of that. Who's Thunder Rosa wrestling? Do you remember?
No,
I don't even know either.
I don't.
I have no idea
at all.
Because they haven't made us care. They had that promo of her saying like, "I'll fight whoever," and it's like, all right, then do it. I'm bored. Mm-hmm. We love you. We want to see you. We want to see you defend that belt. We want to see you beat somebody's ass in the middle of the ring. I love Thunder Rosa. Those drop kicks. My God,
we all do. Yes,
but like to have her do something right now, she's not doing anything. It's starting to. They have not managed that belt well at all. Mm-hmm. That TBS title belt has been so well done. Mm-hmm. It's like they forgot the women's belt exists. And what they've done with Hangman has been a masterclass in how to book a title. It's been amazing. Yeah.
And booking a babyface in particular.
And booking a babyface doing this title.
Yes. Yeah, he's so over.
So I don't know what the problem is with Thunder Rosa. I know this isn't even related to the question, but I'm just pissed.
This is our routine check-in on the women's division and how we
it's not good.
We just want to see these talented wrestlers get the shine and get the stories that keep us intrigued and are worthy of their ability, because Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, I know we kind of have different tiers, but we agree that these women are just supremely talented and are great acts. Yeah. So why are we fighting over cheeseburgers or over
again
or whatever we've been doing lately?
Cakes and pies and stuff.
Yes.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah. I got no better.
I want to see. This is what I want to see. I want to see a triple threat or a fatal four-way.
We haven't gotten many of those with the women.
If any, we've had tournaments. We've had tournaments that have Final Four, but Marina Shafir, Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, insert name here. Throw Nyla in there. I would love to see Shida in that mix. I think that would rule. Or even Serena Deeb. I want to see Serena Deeb fight Thunder Rosa again. I want to see.
I think we're going to get that at some point.
We better get it soon. Or Shida. Or because that's a rematch that I would love to see. I I still want to see Toni Storm do it. I want to see Ruby Soho do it. I want to see, there's so many people in there I want to see wrestle Thunder Rosa. And right now they're all just doing their own thing or being killed by Jade or part of the Owen Cup. But it's just the Jade stuff, the Owen Cup, oh shoot, we don't have anybody to wrestle Thunder Rosa, so let's just keep her off TV for 2 weeks because she fought at Battle of the Belts. It's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna be I don't know, man. I guess just cautiously optimistic. I just think these women are too big of stars to let the division drag them down. I hope at
so.
some
Yeah,
point
I hope so.
I hope at some point in the near future, maybe even as soon as this Wednesday, we turn the corner on this, because I love all of these acts. Jade and Thunder Rosa are two of my favorite wrestlers in the whole business right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. We don't deserve Jade and the baddie section, but I am grateful that they are here.
Yes. I also, I'm thinking about it now. I know we're trying to move on because we're going to go 6 hours today. With the partnership with DDT, with New Japan, potentially with Stardom, there's such an influx of talent that could show up from those companies to have a couple of bangers with some of the women in there. I'd love to see Maki Ito come back. I pop for that headbutt, that side headbutt.
You're a huge fan, yes.
I love her. Out of all of the people they've had come in that feel like just generic cookie cutter gimmicks, that I just, hers stood out to me because it's like she's super crude, super crass on social media, flipping the bird, doing the sideways headbutt. She seems batshit crazy in there. I love that stuff. It's different. It's just so different, and I'm here for that. But I don't need her to have a run. I need her to be Orange Cassidy in the women's division. But where the hell is Abaddon?
I like that analogy.
Have Abaddon do stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, she's not been on our screens.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah. The state of the women's division has seen better days. But Tyler, it's time for the state of 19 media.
And now it's time for the state of the biz.
It is, Brad. I feel like we never decide who's going to kick it off. The first ad read is for Small Town, man. So I got to kick it to you on this one. Let's go.
Sure. I got it. I'm excited to do this. I am typing a question in the chat to you right now.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was kicking it to you. That's why I pointed. But I'll start. Cannibalism, disappearances, abductions. Jess and Carmen have you covered on the latest episode of Small Town USA. The most recent episode, The Small Town with a Skid Mark. Great episode, by the way. They spotlight Skidmore, Missouri. That's a shoot place.
That is. I really enjoyed that episode. Also, check out Warren Shaw's interview with Rob Purvey, longtime sneaker executive and EVP, on the new episode of Dope Interviews. They chop it up about sneakers that save the planet.
Speaking of Warren, the guys at the Baseline dropped a special autopsy report episode, assessing the highs and lows of this season for the Los Angeles Clippers and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Staying on hoops, JP and James, the fellas over at Dunktails, released a new NBA playoff-centric episode with recording artist Big Pooh of Little Brother. Check it out.
More hoops. Stephen and Malik, newest member of 19 Media, dropped a new episode of Close Up Magic, analyzing NBA draft prospects Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith Jr., and Paolo Banchero with Eric Fawcett, NBA Canada journalist.
Beautiful.
Brace the mess.
And then finally, Brad, we got to give a shout out to the one and only Javari Davis. I think this is the second time we've referenced him on the show, as he prepares to launch his new show, NBA Finals File, with NBA veteran Robert Ory on iHeartRadio. Brad, we've known about this for a little while now, but I believe the first episode is dropping imminently. We are so happy for you, JD. We can't wait to check out your work with Robert Horry, and we encourage you all listening and watching to check out NBA Finals File. Robert Horry and Javari go on a deep dive of previous NBA Finals matchups. I hope Jabari's going to be kind to my Phoenix Suns. I wonder if they're going to preview or review the 93 finals, Brad. Suns versus Bulls.
Yes.
I'm hopeful. Hopefully he'll be kind to Sir Charles and Dan Marley and the whole crew. Maybe he'll throw in some Pistons talk as well.
Well, hopefully. They're going to have to go in the Wayback Machine to get there. Pre-93, I'm afraid. Or they're going to have to, Jabari will have to hurt himself and watch that Lakers finals. Yeah, man, Big Shot Bob and Jabari showed up on my phone this morning. I often listen to podcasts. I put my phone up on my shower shelf while I'm taking a shower, and I'll start a pod.
Same.
And I was listening to Oral Sessions, or I guess just now the Sessions with Renee Paquette. And before it started, the trailer played. The trailer played. It was really cool with NBA Finals File. I was pumped because I've heard it a couple of times now, and then I had it actually naturally pop up rather than just listening to it on the page. You can go and subscribe right now and catch the new episodes before they pop out. Same thing with all of the shows we referenced. I especially encourage you to check out Small Town USA because I don't want to be in trouble for not mentioning it. And also it rules.
Yeah. Jess and Carmen. Man, Jabari, I mean, we
chemistry.
Gave shout outs.
Yes.
Yeah, we gave shout outs to so many of our 19 fellow members, because they're deserving. I love what everyone's producing. And like you said, Brad, before we recorded, the real test is just to find the time to listen / watch everyone's content. But when we do, I think we're never disappointed. So give all those people a follow, check out their work, and you won't be disappointed. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got to do a better job of doing that because I only catch a couple of shows here and there. I got to make sure I listen to Small Town. I try to catch everything else as much as humanly possible, but I've been so immersed in wrestling and trying to get content for the show that it's really hard when it's like, well, I have a news podcast I listen to Levitard. I listen to these things, and I don't even listen to that nearly as much as I used to. Used to catch it religiously. Now it's, if I catch it during the week, I'll probably binge it all at once and catch it here and there. And then
you got to make time for your Bachelor podcasts.
Yes, I
subscribe to 2 different ones right now, so we're
never doing that. Second question. I
also want to give a shout out to Mike Steph, by the way.
Oh yes,
the Donnie U podcast. Mike is always so generous with supporting us, and he actually listens. Like, the dude listens to our work, which is so appreciated. And he released a new episode actually just today as we're recording. So Mike Steph, Donnie U podcast, covers so many of the topics we cover here on Gimmick Infringement, but has his own unique twist. So if you're interested in NBA playoff reactions, wrestling reactions, the state of New York and New York politics, Mike Steph is your guy. Check out his work.
Yeah, it's great. I love tuning into that too because I guaranteed pop at least once every 10 minutes, like loudly.
Yes.
Coming out of the gate hot. It's hot. So good. Yeah, absolutely.
Molten. Yeah. Yes. If we're ever in Brooklyn or he's ever in the desert, we got to find a way to link up because he is not only a good dude, but like you said, so hilarious. Anyway, my friend, I'm ready for your question too.
It's weird. I know several people in Brooklyn. I don't know why that's true.
Yeah. Shout out to Mo as well. Hope he's doing well.
Yes.
Had a good vacation.
I doubt Kara's listening to this, or Cal, but hello. Well, I guess Cal would be pissed. Pretty sure Cal is in Queens. Okay, question 2. Time Warner, or I guess just Warner Media, and Discovery are merging. While AEW could theoretically net a new deal with a different broadcaster, it seems unlikely they would have the same reach. So streaming is part of the future, but CNN Plus, which is canceled already, had less than 10,000 viewers, and CNN is one of the largest properties they have, according to the New York Times. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution wrote, the new management wants all its streaming services under one umbrella and with $55 billion in debt as part of the merger, is also looking to trim $3 billion in costs relatively quickly. Turner Networks have had no new scripted shows. I did realize this when it was like they have nothing coming out other than like Wipeout or whatever and Go Big Show. They have no new scripted shows since production with HBO Max has begun. And the audience skews overall kind of old with the Turner Networks. Based on all of that, all of the things you just heard, streaming failures in the company, $3 billion have to be cut. What do you theorize the future of AEW is?
Wow. First of all, your setup for these questions is just exquisite every time, man. You really just found your niche with these. I think you missed your calling as a journalist.
I love doing the research. It's so much fun.
Yeah, you clearly do.
Yeah.
Man, the future of AEW with regard to this with Time Warner. Yeah, I personally, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't privy to those details, and
that's why I added those.
Hole,
yeah,
if you're billions in the red, it's probably not great. I don't know if this is answering your question directly, but I really foresee the future of AEW being in the streaming service, and I don't know if that's, to me, it seems like it's less of AEW having their own AEW app or streaming application, and I really foresee them partnering with HBO. I think that is the key, because I don't know what the exact numbers are, Brad, but it really seems like HBO has been firing on all cylinders over the last year in terms of their programming. Euphoria was the biggest show on my Twitter feed for like 8 weeks, and right. It seems like if you were to sort of power rank the streaming platforms and who's doing the best, certainly not Netflix. You and I were talking about that off air. They're struggling a bit. I think HBO is on the other side of this equation and is really thriving. So I see it as a partnership with HBO. And I would want to ask you not only your thoughts on this question, but where does ROH factor into all of this? Because is the plan that ROH is going to have their own weekly show and a few specials, pay-per-view-esque events per year, but maybe not pay-per-views, more this would be a live event put directly on HBO? Does that mean that the AEW pay-per-views, Double or Nothing, etc., are no longer pay-per-views and they just go directly on the streaming service, a la WWE and Peacock? I think they're going to have to make some tough decisions over the next year or two that is probably going to really fundamentally change the way we watch the product, but hopefully for the better.
Yeah, I'm checking some dates right now, and let's see. I'm trying to get my timeline right, and I'll answer your question a little bit more informed here. The merger, I'm not sure what the date is that was announced. Warner Media merger announced. So, first of all, ROH. What I think may have happened was, okay, on Monday, April 11th, the highly anticipated $43 billion of Warner Media and Discovery was officially set to close. So that happened very recently. The ROH deal was announced in March. So here are my guesses. ROH was set to go into streaming while AEW was set to maintain the Turner Network status, and maybe they have old Dynamite episodes in that same streaming realm, kind of like what the network does with WWE and the Peacock. If you go on Peacock and go to the WWE section, for those of you that don't know or haven't been there, if you haven't, I don't know how you're listening to this show right now, this deep in the weeds, but if you go on there, you can watch recent Raws, but they're usually about 3 weeks, 4 weeks old at that point. It's not the next day it's on there, which I think is crazy, but you could do that with Hulu, often edited a bit. If there's anything that wasn't liked by VKM on the show, it tends to find its way out of the show.
Right, disappears.
Yeah, and I think that would make a ton of sense to have it air shortly after, maybe the next day, for HBO Max. Now, this is where I think things are funky. Warner Media doesn't own AEW. Tony Khan owns AEW. the deal to broadcast is with Warner Media. Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor, not Warner Media. Ring of Honor and Honor Club are currently, I believe, streaming on Fight, and I don't think they're streaming anywhere else. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I've never done it. But Fight TV, I think, does Honor Club and Ring of Honor through Fight TV. I've watched some episodes of Ring of Honor on Fight TV, so it's the only place I know that I can get it. If that's the case, then he's probably thinking, well, this partner with Fight TV, the library's already on there. Honor Club's already on there. Everything is already set up. We'll just keep it going there. That way people that want to watch Ring of Honor can watch it over there. That makes perfect sense. But they have that partnership with Bleacher Report, which is trying to be in the streaming game. So I can also see them setting up a plan with them.
Yeah,
it makes the most sense to go to HBO Max, theoretically, but they don't want to build that brand anymore. It's already being built. They're going to move it to Discovery Plus. I almost guarantee it. So Discovery Plus is a streaming platform, houses Food Network and Discovery and any of those properties. And now with this merger, could easily house more things. The only way that they could do it, because like Paramount, I don't know if you've ever been on Paramount Plus. It's huge.
I've not.
Paramount Plus is enormous. There's just hubs everywhere, kind of like HBO Max. But they have like the Smithsonian is on there, and they have they currently have a couple of shows that we watch, a couple of Star Trek things, the new ones, and Halo is on there, and 1883 is on there, which is pretty cool. And there's a lot of good stuff on there. But I can see them going to Discovery Plus as a channel because it's broadcast television and not specialty television. But here's why I want them to go to HBO Max. Number one, they don't have to filter. They don't have to conform to FCC regulations. When Jon Moxley gets on there and tells a guy to go bleep himself in the ring, the first words he said not when he came back isn't, "I'm glad to be back." It wasn't the start of his promo. He's like, "Hey, go fuck yourself. Get that guy out of here."
Amazing. Still think about that weekly.
It's the best thing in the world. But it was not.
And then the smirk. He
the
was
little
so proud of himself.
And then the walk around, the prance around the ring. Yes.
Yeah, the prance.
Yes. He did the little cat shoulder thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cat shoulder prance is absolutely what popped me.
Yes. It was very, it's akin, but more appropriate, but akin to Jeff Hardy rescuing his brother, but taking time to do the dance on the way down the aisle.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So, that can happen there. Blood can happen there. They can.
Right.
They have a playground to be whatever they want to be at that point.
Yeah.
But the sponsorship money drops off. Are you going to draw people to there specifically for pro wrestling? Mm-hmm. I don't know, because they already have such a giant membership that I don't know if it would just be an incentive to go. Again, this is why I think the AEW would have to become publicly traded. And I think that part of that would be an agreement with Warner Media. I don't know how that would shake down. I'd have to talk to a business analyst. If I have one listening right now, please, for the love of God, reach out to me. I've wanted to do this forever. I have questions.
I'll say this is long-term storytelling. I think since December,
yes,
we put it out there.
I got no sold by one person that I asked, and that was it. So if I have somebody that's an expert in contracts or in mergers and acquisitions or media rights deals, any of that stuff, I would love to talk to you. This is where I find the most interesting aspects of pro wrestling outside of the ring and the matches. I love this stuff. I eat this shit up. So I think with HBO Max and all of their hubs, the DC hub, the Turner Classic Movie hub, super easy to put in AEW or ROH or just wrestling. And then maybe there's some stuff out there that you could, if you create a wrestling hub, they could also have short-term or long-term deals with GCW or MLW and get some other networks or other promotions to get their stuff on there. Imagine having access to Lucha Underground or AAA or there's a lot of potential there. Sure. Or TK takes this time, if they lose streaming rights, to work with all of those promotions I was just talking about, Ring of Honor, New Japan too, and create a super streaming service for just wrestling content. I think that could be incredible too. If you can do a super show, maybe you could figure out a way to generate content in one place for everybody, rather than New Japan World, Peacock, Honor Club, whatever the Impact Zone or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Impact Zone.
I don't know what the hell that thing's called.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So yeah, long answer, but
no, I love that, man. Thinking about the possibilities is so intriguing, and
$3 billion.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And at the Atlanta Journal-Sentinel, that was where I went first. I went Atlanta. I typed it in because I wanted to know. It's the home of Turner. It has been forever.
Yeah, yes.
And I think a lot of people are going to end up losing their jobs if this doesn't go well with, or one of the stations gets shut down, TNT or TBS. They merge and become something else. That way you can keep your sports content on there, but you can eliminate a lot of the other stuff. But you still own that library of content. Maybe that moves to HBO or Discovery. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I'm excited for Unfiltered Shark Week on HBO Max. Like, I want people not being bleeped out. I want Shaq in a shark cage, mother bleeping in the shark cage. I think it would be amazing. Just because I think it would be so staggering to hear, just shocking to hear, like, I don't know,
numbers.
Bear Grylls just doing something. I don't know. Maybe you get some Food Network people to do it.
Guaranteed numbers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Brad, before we get to each other's third and final questions, we need to pause for a very important, essential even, moment of gratitude.
And now it's time for a little self-reflection. So, think about yourselves. Or something.
Brad, I kind of gave us a taste of this earlier, total pun intended. I am so grateful to have caught up with you and some really good friends in Tucson over the weekend. I mentioned to you that I had a birthday party to attend to in the evening. So that went super well. And I miss Tucson in many respects. I'm so happy to be back in the Phoenix area where I grew up for myriad reasons. But Tucson is a really special place to me. For those listening and watching who are not familiar with the cities and sort of geographic landscape of Arizona, we have Phoenix, the capital, gets the most shine by far of any other city. And then 2 hours south, we have Tucson. So Arizona State University is in the general Phoenix area. University of Arizona is in Tucson. So it's just the classic rivalry of universities and cities. And I say this because I find myself more now than ever, Brad, in conversations with people, coworkers, maybe even friends. It runs the gamut. And typically when I'm speaking with someone, they're either they're pro one city and anti the other. So at ASU, in the office, a lot of people are pro Phoenix and then talk down on Tucson. They say it's the armpit of Arizona and some other colorful descriptions that I completely disagree with. And then when I'm in Tucson, it's a very pro Tucson crowd, of course, and talks of Phoenicians being snobs, and it's just concrete up here. And they're not exactly wrong on either account, but I just have an appreciation and a love for both places, and I feel really fortunate and very blessed that I have people who I love in both locations who are doing well and are willing to eat barbecue with me. So I'm immensely grateful for you, for Steve Davis, and the city of Tucson, everyone I was able to see this weekend. It was a great time.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm very grateful I got to spend time with you in person, real life, up close, not this, which is great that we get to do this and have conversations throughout the week. But man, it was nice getting together. It felt really good. It felt really good to get out. It felt really good to hang out with people I really like and really respect. And I'm also really grateful for family this week. We have a ton of Jess's family is in town, unfortunately, because her grandmother is in poor health and maybe leaving us soon. But they've showered her with so much love, and we've spent so much time with her. I'm just grateful that we got the gift of time and getting to be able to spend time with each other, share stories, break bread with each other, and just reconnect. Even though the circumstances aren't good, it's a reconnecting that sort of reminds us of what's important in life. And I'm so grateful to get those subtle reminders, even though the circumstances in which we get them aren't great. I know you and I talk about it, and I know I consciously make an assignment called Flowers for the Living, but it's so important that people get their flowers while they're with us so they can hear them. And I'm really grateful that we have this segment so we can do that on occasion. For you, of course, I'm always grateful. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for Jess's side of the family. I'm grateful for my parents. They raised a wonderful young man. Humble, just grateful for all the people that are in my life right now. It's a good time. And finally, I'm grateful for opportunity.
Well said.
And
it's almost summer, Brad. You are almost done with the school year. You got what, 4 weeks less, and then it's it. School year is done. Success.
I'm not as grateful for that part. I'm happy to be done, but in a little over a week, in 1 week and 2 days, my AP Psychology students are taking their test. And every year I go, I've done all I can. I feel good about it. And right now I'm not there yet. So I'm still really stressed. I'm like, what can I do in this next week to really prepare them? Prepare them. I know I will. And they're going to do great. Those kids rule. I had 15 kids at a study session on a Saturday at 8 a.m. So
amazing. What
more can I ask for? They're gonna kill it. English is also a class I teach. Everything else is it's good. It's really good. Unfortunately, one of my kids has COVID. They missed their senior prom last night. That kid has done everything in their power. Everything in their power. Masks forever, distancing, all of that stuff. It's the one kid that ended up getting it. Just really unfortunate. So if you're listening, shout out to Ollie. Hope you're doing all right.
Well said. Question 3, Brad. This one may be a bit more humorous, but it's important that I ask you. On Dynamite, we saw Darby Allin win the coffin match. He beat Andrade. Not a huge surprise. It is Darby's signature match. I'm not sure how I feel about Andrade taking another loss, but perhaps that's a repeated conversation for another day. I must tell you, though, there were several spots in this match that I thought ruled.
Yes.
Jose being taken out. Him taking his shirt off and being taken out was fantastic. I actually really enjoyed the finish of this match. I know some people online didn't. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. And Darby wrestling in his like suit jacket and the pants instead of his normal getup. I dig. Arguably, though, my favorite part of this match was the Sting reveal in the crowd, where he took off the mask and then he's doing Sting New Jack, where he's just jumping off parts of the arena. You talked about Hangman's booking being a masterpiece. Right up there, maybe even surpassing Hangman's reign, if this is even a fair comparison, is how Sting has been used from day one. It's just been a complete work of art. Mm-hmm. He looks like he's having a blast. The fans love it every time. It feels surreal to see him do these things. Long build up. My question for you is related to his attire. If you recall, he was wearing a backwards cap, and then the mask, he takes off the mask, takes off the cap, and then he's beating everybody up. Mm-hmm. My question for you, at what age is it no longer okay for a grown man to wear a backwards ball cap? I will give Sting a pass for this. I will not give Tony Romo a pass ever. Brad, at what age? Because I know you wear hats occasionally, as do I. I've never seen you wear it backwards.
I do all the time.
I will wear it backwards when washing the car, but that's about it. At what age are your backwards cap wearing days done?
I wear a backwards cap. I wouldn't say frequently. Usually it's forward if I wear it, but a lot of times I'll wear it backwards. It's usually for a purpose, not because I think it looks cool. It's usually like,
not for style.
Well, it's windy as shit. I don't want to walk into the wind and have my hat blow off. You know what I mean? Like it's, otherwise I got to walk with my head down.
I've never seen you wear it backwards.
I do quite a bit. So it depends on the hat. That's going to be my answer here. So if you wear a backwards fitted cap, stop it in like mid-30s. You got to stop. Like I don't think you're allowed to. Once I would even say 30 is start wearing that thing forward. If it's a fitted one, like we get that it's a Major League Baseball hat. You don't need to show the logo off. Show the logo of the team you're supporting in the front, jackass. If it's a trucker hat, if it's a snapback, totally fine with it backwards. For whatever reason, and then I think it depends too. Like,
okay,
dudes with shaved faces wearing backwards hat look stupid when they're adults. They just do. Dudes with beards wearing a backwards trucker hat, I'm on board. If that thing's great,
wow.
Salt and pepper.
There's a lot of factors on this one.
Yes,
okay,
it totally depends.
The facial hair,
I don't think we can narrow
gives
it
you
down.
some more.
Because I can tell you right now, I'm almost 40. I'm not stopping the t-shirts. It's not happening. I'm not switching.
And you know I'm not either. That's one of my favorites of yours, by the way. Shout out to Bray Wyatt.
I am.
You
Yes,
can't hurt it.
I am absolutely not going to polos. I am not tucking my t-shirts in. I am not. Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of stuff. I'm pretty confident that for my 40th, I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I'm going to ask. Pretty sure we're getting tatted up. We're starting the sleeve, and we'll go from there.
Wow.
Big decisions.
That's breaking news. We need a GI banner of some sort.
It'll happen.
I didn't know about this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Exciting times.
Yeah, I think I can actually put a ticker in here. There is a banner. Next week.
Next time.
Embrace the mess. Yeah, dude. That's a great question. 60s, way too old.
Okay.
So
because you mentioned 30 earlier, I heard 30. I heard 60. But again, it's factors. It sounds like there's not just one number for you. It depends on your facial hair. It depends on the style of hat.
So we gotta
have like a organizational chart or something.
What's the other thing is what's under the lid. I feel like that makes a difference too. But it's like I know a lot of people like, well, if you're bald and you have facial hair, or if you just have facial hair, I feel like a hat complements that well. But not with glasses. Looks bad with glasses. And if you're wearing a backwards hat and you have facial hair and you're in your 30s, 40s, and you're wearing sunglasses, then you look like you're about to storm the Capitol or something of the like. If that's the vibe you're trying to get off, cool, I guess. To each their own.
Yeah.
But
hopefully no one's trying to give off that vibe, but we know that's not true.
Yeah, I passed a Confederate flag on the way home yesterday. So I think
R&R pizza.
I had R&R.
Someone referenced that yesterday at the party.
I had R&R last week.
Did you really?
Yeah.
R&R.
They're
a Marana
cheese bread
Marana
sticks.
gem.
I never get the pizza, but I got the cheese bread sticks. They're delicious.
Fascinating. R&R pizza.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like there's too many factors. This is going to be a 25-minute diatribe if I keep going. So let's kick it to you. What do you think?
Okay.
What's the cutoff?
Man,
and then we're going to go put on a hat.
You and Sting are the only exceptions, I would say. For me, a backwards ball cap, without getting into the facial hair and other dynamics, I would say, I think at 40, you got to cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Sting, all respect to him. He can do whatever he wants. You can do whatever you want. The general populace for the GP, I'm going to put it at a nice 40.
Yeah, I think that's fair because I don't wear my hat backwards very often. Like I said, it's only if I'll wear my hat backwards if I do need to put on sunglasses and I have my hat because what am I going to do? Put it under my arm and walk around
if
like
it's practical.
Yeah. But like if I'm wearing it forward and I have sunglasses on, why are you wearing a hat?
Yeah.
The hat, the brim, the purpose of the goddamn hat is to keep the sun out of your eyes. So if you're wearing sunglasses.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Eddie Kingston, I believe, is over 40, and that dude can pull off a backwards cap look.
But we also see him do it. He'll come out with the hat facing forward, and he'll either rip it backward,
and
or he'll throw it off entirely. Either one. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I push it back to 50.
But I don't know if Eddie is. Here's a follow up. Is Eddie wearing the ball cap backwards when the cameras and the lights specifically are not trying to get to his face so we can see him?
Good call. Right, exactly. Good call. I like that.
I feel like he's definitely wearing it forward, but he's got it backward when, I got to wear a hat, but you got to see my face.
Yeah, it's the moneymaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Question number 3. I've never thought this much about hats. Tony Khan. This is a little lighthearted, but also not. Bots. We're still on this bot business. Tony Khan has a background in science and finance. That's what he went to school for. Oh, wow. And he's very much into analytics. Jaguars, Fulham FC. It's hard to dispute that there are fake autonomous bot accounts on Twitter. I believe several of them were deactivated, and that's why my follower count down went by 10 people this week. But Elon Musk vowed to authenticate humans should he buy out Twitter, vouching for the widespread and very real bot problem. However, the public commenting garnered a lot of questions and criticism from the wrestling community, the Tony Khan public tweeting. Booker T even commented on it and said he thinks he's out of his, quote, out of his damn mind. But he did say that if they're talking about you, that's good. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. Controversy creates cash, if you want to look at it another way. Although Bischoff, not Bischoff's doing that now by just saying stuff. Do you think TK is paranoid, or do you believe that he knows exactly what he is doing and that the bot army is very real?
Great question 3s from both of us. Man, that's a tricky one. I think it's an absolute work. I think TK is just doing this to kind of be eccentric, and I think he really has a lot more Vince McMahon in him than we once believed. Once back in the day. Man, I think it's a work. I think he's just doing it to just be he thinks he's being entertaining, and it's kind of trendy and a little controversial and mostly funny. I think it's an absolute work. I got to kick it back to you. What do you think?
It's hard to
Do you think he really believes this?
I think he really does. He does have thin skin, but I also think that he really believes it. His initial tweet was definitely real. He definitely believes it. He definitely is worried about it. And he definitely did that second tweet to get people talking about it. That's what I believe. I believe that it is a work, but it's a shoot. It's a work shoot. It's the easiest way to say it. It's I have created something fake out of something real.
Yeah. And what did he say in that? I think it was that second tweet. He was like, and speaking of wild things, check out Jon Moxley on Rampage.
That's right. It's so funny.
Just total carny.
So funny.
I'm here for
carny stuff. Yes.
I'm here for the carny.
Yes.
Let me just clarify that. But we've just learned so much about him. For the better, also some for worse over the last year. It really seems like he's really become a character. Not always on screen though, which I appreciate. Yeah. But it seems like Tony Khan has really become a character over the last year. He seems like a fascinating dude, and maybe a future guest on GI, Brad.
I'll put it out.
Just saying, maybe 2023.
Put it out to his people.
Speaking into existence.
I want him to come on and talk about contracts and we
gotta find someone.
I just want to talk about business and finance. I want Tony on. I want to know about this. I want him to go. Yeah, let's go
for the big fish.
I'll just reach out. I know people. No,
yes, you do.
None of them know Tony, but I know several people.
And you're almost at 1,000 followers.
Yes.
Again, you lost 10.
I went down to 976, bro. I was at 986 at the beginning. At the beginning of GI, I was at 992 or something, and I have dropped off precipitously. Apparently, the WWE takes that I have occasionally. You know what it got me? It was Zia Lee saying like, "What an unbelievably shitty way to book somebody." To have her appear and be like, "I'm the protector," take her off TV, and then she's like, "Nobody's worthy of protecting."
I saw you tweeted that. Spot on.
It's just
travesty.
God, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a great transition for us, Brad, into final notes for this week, particularly on AEW. I'm gonna kick it to you for WWE because I haven't watched a single solitary minute of that programming. I think I may have seen whatever Cody did this week. Was it? I think he fought Kevin Owens. I didn't see that. I saw the Miz stuff. Yeah, I didn't watch anything WWE this week.
I watched it on Twitter.
Yeah, right. That's usually my means. But I did hear that Impact Rebellion happened.
Yes.
And that it was pretty awesome. They did the right thing. Josh Alexander is now champ. Taya Valkyrie beat Deonna Purrazzo. Tasha Steelz defended her belt on the show. We had Jonah, formerly known as Bronson Reed, versus Ishii. So we had a sirloin match. I don't know how I forgot that this pay-per-view was happening, but as we say, I don't know, quarterly on Gimmick Infringement, Impact is carving its own niche.
It's really good. If they had bigger reach, man.
I think we can't ignore them. Yeah. They got talented people there.
I'll tell you, it's nothing that I missed or that we didn't cover. It is something that got taped this week and will be airing on Monday. Tomorrow for us as we record this. Today, if you're listening on Monday, but it's probably Wednesday when most of you listen. I don't know what that is, but I'm glad you're here. AEW Dark looks loaded. Absolutely loaded. Minoru Suzuki is wrestling.
Versus QT, right?
Yes.
And QT tweeted, "I'm not showing up."
Yes. Yes, I loved it.
Yeah.
It's
Suzuki on Dark. What a world we live in. What a time.
I'm pumped. I think that's amazing. So, really, really excited for the Dark stuff this week. That sounds really wrong the way I said that, but I'm really excited for AEW content this week, I guess is what I should have said.
Yeah, that'll work. Brad, I think somehow, some way, we got another episode of Gimmick Infringement in the books. Is it time for our plugs?
Yeah, I suppose so. What do you want to plug?
I want to plug you at Winduster. I want to plug me at Tyler J. McDowell at GIPod19, 19 Media Group at 19M Group. And of course, we have the beautiful, beautiful site crafted by my main man, Brad Winchester, gimmickinfringementpod.com. You know, we have some pieces already up there. We have all of the links to the podcast, to our YouTube videos. It is really the hub for GI, and we plan on growing it out this year. So stay tuned in that regard.
Yeah, really, really excited about what we have planned for later in the year, at least what is in my head that we haven't actually talked about. But I know we both have things that we want to write. We should have something up soon. We've been teasing this for a while now, and we need to start thinking about delivering.
It's Veer level.
Man, it's starting to turn into that. Yeah,
we need to play off of that. Actually, I see us using this to our benefit. or maybe the listeners, the viewers, the readers turn on us, and we'll do it.
We'll do it Xia Li style and just go. None of you are worthy of it, and then delete the whole website. Okay. Take it all the way down.
Just heel turn city.
Yes.
Brad, I had a blast. I hope our listeners and viewers did as well. Thank you so much for checking us out. We hope you enjoyed. We hope you spread the word, and we hope to see you on the next episode of Gimmick Infringement. Gimmick Infringement is a part of 19 Media Group. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube via the 19 Media Group channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.